Hey everyone, I'm Julie Riesler. I'm here at Illuminate Film Festival, and I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about the film Feeding Tomorrow. I'm here with Oliver and Simon, and would love for you guys to share a little bit about the impetus of this film.
He's actually the impetus guy.
I'm the impetus guy.
Okay, so there you go.
So we grew up in a family restaurant business, and I was designing, developing, and opening restaurants all around the world for many years. And I started to see how powerful force for food is in the world, but also how broken our food system is. How much food we were wasting, how much food we're shipping all the way around the world, and how much salt and fat and sugar we're adding to different foods to make them taste like something. And originally I just sought out local farmers to get better high quality produce for our restaurants in different parts of the world. And I ended up meeting a couple farmers that were just inspiring, incredible individuals who were on the front lines of dealing with climate change, working to produce and grow healthy food for their communities, and addressing issues of equity as well and food access. And I called Simon, who's at the New York Film Academy, and I said, I just met the most incredible farmer, this one guy in the Bahamas who's in our film. And he said, let's film an interview with him. And that was the beginning. Then we were looking around at population growth and climate change and health epidemics and asked, what role does food play and our food system play in contributing to these issues? But more importantly, what role can our food system play in terms of being a positive solution for these issues as well? And that was the beginning of Feeding Tomorrow. But Simon had the idea to interview these farmers, and we wanted to make farmers into rock stars.
Can you talk a little bit about that, interviewing the farmers and that experience?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Oliver said, we grew up in the food world. Our parents were chefs, and I think out of like the late 80s, 90s, 2000s, the idea of a celebrity chef came to what it is today. And such forces in our culture and, household names, and chefs are a large part of the food system, but really the core of the food system are the farmers. And I think we agreed early on that we wanted to make farmers celebrities of their own, because these people quite literally salt the earth. They have their hands in the soil, incredibly humble. And I always say farmers are doing the good work, camera on, camera off, and there's very little ego, almost none, because farming is just such a difficult, trying task to do, and to work with nature is it's up to whatever nature's going to throw at you that year. So they have an incredible outlook on life itself and kind of a broader perspective and philosophy about life that I think was very inspiring to us and drew us in and made us realize that the stories of farmers need to be told. And I think we're very much on the beginning of our journey of telling the story of farmers and bringing them to the forefront of our society.
I'm curious, with Illuminate being all about unity and raising consciousness and oneness, how did this film festival, maybe differing from others, inspire you or speak to you?
I think the essence of the festival is already so deeply aligned with our mission as filmmakers and with our film. And our entire film is about the power of food and the interconnectedness of food. Food, like very few other things in our world, is deeply connected to environmental health and our relationship with the earth, our own human health, our own consciousness and our own conscientiousness, and also issues of food access and equity. And I think this festival illustrates and highlights and embodies those ideals just by the very nature of what it's all about. So there was from the very beginning this deep sense of alignment of how do we bring to the forefront issues, topics, ideas, inspiration that bring people together, that elevate our collective consciousness, and food has the capacity to do that, and so does this festival.
One of our protagonists in the end of the film, we conclude with this idea of believe in the power of one, and the power of one collectively, but the power of one individually, and the power of us as individuals to make positive change in the world, and planting one seed that grows a flower that creates pollen that gives a bee pollen to bring back to the hive, to pollinate, to cross-pollinate, to make the world just a little bit better by one little act. And I think that's incredibly inspiring. We're in a very fast-paced world. We have technology, social media, transportation. Like, we're in the 21st century, but it really does come back to singular acts that do have really positive impacts on the world. And believing in the power of one as a collective, because we are all one. We have one planet, we have one soil, and to right this ship is up to all of us collectively, but also it's up to us individually to make the decisions in our life on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's really inspiring, because it's really easy to be beaten down by the issues in our society. Climate change, it's so big and it's so broad, and it's scary and it's daunting, and there's climate anxiety and there's political issues and blah, blah, blah. But if you can make a decision in your life, one decision at a time, one meal at a time, it truly has a tremendous impact on the world. If you live in a city or not, you eat food. And if you eat food, you're interacting with the natural world. So.
Well said. Yeah, I'm curious, what is your hope or vision for this film? What would you love viewers to take away from it?
I think at its core, and this is a quote that was said by one of the women in the film, but I'll paraphrase. I will not steal it. I will paraphrase it. I will highlight it. She says, "We are all active agents of change." And our hope and our goal and our belief and our vision with this film was to inspire individuals to ask questions, become curious about their food system, and also to realize that they are active participants in change. And we talk a lot about this idea of regenerative agriculture, agriculture that participates in the stewardship of the planet through the farms that we support, the farmers that we support, and the food that we eat. We are helping to build healthy soils, biodiversity, sequester carbon, rebuild water cycles, and build resilience and economic opportunity for the farmers who produce that food. And so we as individuals, if we support that food and that wine in some cases, or that beer, whatever it is, however things are grown, whatever comes out of the ground, if we are active participants and we, with our dollars, vote to support regenerative food systems and regenerative farmers, we are participating in the stewardship of the planet with what we do every day. And so, as Simon said, there's a lot of things that are not going well and that feel really broken and sad in our society right now and around the world right now, socioeconomically, politically, etc. But the idea that we can be active agents of change through the food that we eat and the farmers we support is a remarkably positive idea. This whole, I think, sustainability movement for so long has been about, how do we do less bad? How do we not drive this car? How do we not use these lights? How do we not eat this food? Well, we're talking about this idea of regenerative food systems, and regenerative systems generally is about, how do we do more good? And that is a motivational, inspirational, powerful message of, we are active participants of change, and we all have a role to play. And the role should be delicious, and it doesn't have to be about not having a good time. It's about having an amazing dinner party with your friends and family, and knowing that you're doing good in the world by doing that.
Yeah, it's and.
And
That's right. Love that. Did you want to add anything?
No, mic drop.
Okay, yeah, seriously. Last question. Anything just that I didn't ask you that you'd really like to make sure that viewers, people that are going to watch it, have watched it, going to share it, for them to know about this film, about anything that maybe I didn't ask you?
That's a really interesting question.
where can you find it, Simon?
Well, you can find it on Apple TV and Amazon Prime, Feeding Tomorrow, also on a number of airlines. But in terms of your question, Oliver, have an open mind. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to critique ourselves. Don't be afraid to live in a contradicting society that maybe you're doing the right thing in one aspect of your life, but in another aspect of your life you just can't quite make it work, because it's a very complicated world, and you got your 9 to 5, you got your family, you got all these other troubles in your life. But there's always room for a little bit of improvement and a little bit of good in the world, and if that's all you can manage, do that. It really, collectively, if we all do 1 to 5 to 10% in our little corner of the world, it truly does have a huge impact. And there are incredible people in this film who are doing this amazing work, camera on, camera off. And I always come back to that idea. It's like, these people are rock stars on and off the stage, and they're doing this work if we're there filming them or not. And just believe in the power of good, and that there are incredible people in the world doing really good things just out of the goodness of their heart. And if that can inspire you to do the 5 to 10% better in your life, do it.
Powerfully said. Did you want to add anything to that?
And that was well said. I'll leave it there. Mic drop.
I don't know what I said.
Well, whatever you said, I'm going to tell you right now is
I appreciate it.
boom.
Editing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.